I'm extremely excited and honored for our next speaker. Benjamin Smith is a Navy SEAL. He is an author and a political consultant. He has been on Fox News, and he has served his country faithfully. And he is now working with the Tea Party and working with Tea Parties around the country and people speaking the truth for the American people getting involved in politics and acting as we the people. And I am honored and proud to have him, and I ask that you give him a round of applause as he comes forward and give him your attention as he does. Thank you, Benjamin. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for what you do.
I hope I can follow up after that last guy. Well, do we have any veterans in the crowd? Yes. Raise your hands, please. All right. Guys, we can give a round of applause for those guys. But I must also impress upon you veterans out there, you never unsign your oath. That stuff doesn't go away. You are tasked with that. That is your cross to bear for your life. You signed on that bottom line, including up to and including your life. It is a character trait of you. You never unsign that oath. So that Constitution, which was ordained by God, who founded this country, who gave it to the founders, who gave it to us, who gave us the Constitution, who gave us the Bill of Rights. The military brass now, from the administration, tell us that we should go away and we should be quiet. Janet Napolitano calls us terrorists, possible radicals. They call us racists and terrorists. What is that? I challenge you veterans to get involved more and get the people around you involved, to get the other veterans around you involved. Because I go to VHW, Veterans of Foreign Wars, I go to American Legions, and people are just sitting around. A lot of veterans now, you know, they're getting more involved because they're starting to see a country that is losing its way and is lost. Think of yourselves. If the economy goes down, if there's civil unrest, if there's a civil war, if there's world war, who are they going to go to? Who are your neighbors going to go to? Who is your family going to go to? They're going to go to you and say, what do we do now? It's going to be up to you guys to lead. Think about this country. Who was the first president? George Washington, who fought and won the war for us. Greats in this country. Now you've only got about 10%, close to 20%. Of veterans in the government. It used to be close to 70% of the government were military men. Because when you go through boot camp, when you start going into the military, one of the first things you learn is to get over the differences between the person next to you, and you start having to realize, we got something to do. I got to get over your race, you're black, you're white, you're whatever, you're a jackass. It doesn't matter. We got to get this done because otherwise we all suffer. As patriots, as countrymen, we have to understand this as people. We have to understand this as faith. We have to understand this as an understanding of God. Understanding of the Bible, understanding of the Judeo-Christian beliefs that this country is founded on. Yes. That's right. When things go wrong, when that economy breaks, which I'm sure most everyone here feels, whether you're at the top of the economic scale or at the bottom of the economic scale, you're feeling pinches, you're feeling those little things, your friends are uncomfortable. Nothing is as it was. You're going to be faced with things really soon. Could be before the election, could be right after the election, because if you look at the world, it's on fire. And where's it coming? Here. Nobody in the world likes us right now. But I know this is Constitution, this is Patriots. I just wanted to, that's the veterans. I challenge you to get more involved, go into politics, start motivating people around you to get involved and teach people what you know, to band together, establish your net in your neighborhood, understand your neighbors, who believes what, who is into what, who can do what. As friends, as anything, understand your unity. But I just wanted to hit on, with the Constitution, we also have other things in this world which are anti-constitutional, and I want to hit that for a second, which is, well, it kind of goes with my hat here. It's Islam. Ooh, real quick. I'm going to out my girlfriend over here, and I'm going to read a little letter here. If we lose the Republic, there will be no place on earth left to go. The stakes are at the absolute highest. This is it. What will become of the great experiment? Starting over in uncharted lands is not an option. It is here. It is now. You stand now or kneel forever. Think about it. The founders of this country, the Pilgrims, they left persecution, religious persecution, countries that were monarchic feudalism that were crushing anybody who stood against them that didn't believe what they did. That's why they came here. What we have in this country, what we have right now, there is no undiscovered country. There is no place to go. What Ronald Reagan says, after this, it's over. The American people, we've already lost our government, people. I think you already know that. In the government, as Barack Obama says, you judge me by the people I surround myself with. And you start putting Van Jones, Holdren, Cass Sunstein, Anita Dunn. You got Janet Napolitano, which, you know, she puts out that veterans, right-wing extremists, they're all bad and possibly going to take down this country. Let me find my Islam thing here. Now, Valerie Jarrett. Yes, she is the puppet master. Now, look at Islam. It's, in a way, very close to communism and socialist theory. Islam only has a God and religious fervor behind it. Communism and socialism, the God is the government. The God is the premier, the president, the head, which is Obama. Now, in Islam, there are things in the book that people need to understand, and if you're listening to this, write it down or something. Do your research into the threat that is facing us. There's Dar al-Harb, Dar al-Islam. There are things in that book. It is about world domination. There are a lot of people in Islam that, when I was in Iraq, there are a lot of people out there that were just like you and me, just like everybody outside the cities or just living their life. They're like, I'm Muslim by birth. I was born here. As you were born in America, you were given a gift. They were born into Islam. And it's like, talking to them, they're like, I just want to go to work. I want to come home to my 2 to 4 wives and 19 kids and live my life. I don't understand why they come by and they'll torture and they'll kill and all of these other things. But Dar al-Harb is the house of war. That's us. Anything that is not caliphate related, it is to be crushed until it is Dar al-Islam. That's caliphate. There's Dimitude, which is basically the same as South African apartheid. Very good. It's you are a lesser citizen. You are women's rights. You are half a man. If you are raped, you have to have 2 to 4 witnesses that you were for you to just even not get killed. Because if you're raped, you're a disgrace. It's amazing. There's jihad, which is holy. And then that right there, it's killing and subduing everything that is not Islam. And it's considered peaceful, which is absolutely crazy. It's a paradigm shift. They say Islam is a religion of peace. If you're Muslim, if you listen to them, if you are subdued to them. Now, if you are outside that, it is holy, it is special. If they come and kill you, they get a spot in heaven. It's amazing. And now, it doesn't jive with anything in the Constitution. I mean, it goes against the bedrock position that the governed have the right to make laws for themselves. I would almost argue that we don't have that right anymore. It's also, we don't get to have a constitution. We don't get to have freedom of conscience, individual liberty, including the matters of personal privacy and sexual preference. The big thing about being American with Judeo-Christian beliefs, we don't have to agree here in America. I don't have to even like you. But you get to disagree with me vehemently. As long as you are not coming here to kill me, or you are not trying to force me to change forcefully, you get to do what you want. Just do it over there. It's okay. Now, then there's freedom of expression, including liberty to analyze and to criticize Sharia. If you are not pious enough, there is mercy killings. They are allowed to absolutely kill you. You can kill your daughter, you can kill your wife, your son, if you are not holy enough to somebody's eyes. There's no economic liberty. Your private property belongs to the church. It sounds like what we got away from in the 1600s. It's amazing. Now, a little bit about me personally, how I got here from when I was in Iraq the first time. We were given the duty of protecting the provisional government of Iraq while they were writing the constitution of their country. Because as Americans, we want to foment constitutionality. We want to foment representative republics around the world, not democracy. The Democrats will call it democracy, and don't let them get away with it because it's not. That's mob rule. When I was out there in Iraq with the provisional government, we were defending those guys, making sure they were alive. So we were giving them a founding moment so they can write their constitution and go through their first elections in 46 years after just being beaten and tormented as a country. Now, we had the deputy prime minister, and he would often sit there and just have conversations with us. And he would just ponder, asking questions. And the ones that really stick in my head was one day he hit me with a couple of them. He goes, "Why are you here? You come here and you risk your life so I can sit here and write whatever I want in this Constitution on this piece of paper without telling me what to write. You're not making me do anything." That perplexes me. And then eventually he comes around to the point, he goes like, what is it to be an American? What is it to be born under and to live under the Constitution? The man understood it. He was educated in England and he loved America. He was Kurdish, which, you know, Saddam was definitely beating the heck out of those guys and also the Iranians through the wars. But it wasn't my answer to this man that really set it apart. It was the question that absolutely changed my life.